All right, Carla, you ready to go?
Yeah.
I don't know. After that Nadal loss last night, I don't know if she's too ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
All right. Well, let's get down. Let's get into this. Let's go. Come on. Come on. I got to fire myself up. Got a lot to talk about. Come on. Come on. All right. Got out my jitters, so I'm ready to roll.
Maybe Nadal should have done that.
He tried. Didn't work too well. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. We have just watched the last match of the Australian Open 2019, and here we are on our 23rd show already. Let's go! Come on! Totally ready for today. All right. Real quickly, as we proceed into this show, Carlo, do you want to show the audience our note stack from this past 2 weeks?
I could literally lift weights with this. That's a lot.
That's what I'm talking about. Put in a lot of work. Carlo's got the draws in there. I've got notes from show one, and that's a couple of reams of paper. College rules, by the way.
All to get to the men's final and women's.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we've seen the note stack. I've got my boxing glove on for this last show in case Carla tries to test me. Give her a couple jabs. You know, I like to do that every once in a while. Boom. All right, so as always, I will place a link above from the previous day's shows. As always, these shows are a direct continuation from the previous day's shows, especially during majors. So you can catch up with any topics, any discussions, any match results, etc. that you may want to go back and comment on, or if you're new to this channel, or what I like to call is a kind of a family atmosphere. Welcome, and you can jump in right now, today, right here on this show. All right, so before we get started, Carla and I would like to take a minute and thank all of you. Please don't ever forget that without all of you, the ability for us to share our passion in the game of tennis that we play and breathe and bleed would be impossible and would not exist. Carla and I would still be talking tennis in the car, or taking the kids to school, or in the kitchen, or getting ready for bed, or whatever. But if it wasn't for you when this initially started, and I'll get into that, it wouldn't be possible at all. We started this show, by the way, Carla and I, one day last year as we were getting ready for Wimbledon, and Carla and I had a long day, and I told Carla, let's go out on the porch and turn our camera on and film our normal smack talk as we approach Wimbledon. As always, I was pulling for Federer, and she was pulling for Nadal, and if not Federer, I was pulling for Djokovic, and her still Nadal. So I said, you know what, Carla, let's put our camera outside on the porch, and let's talk about Wimbledon, and maybe who some dark horses are for that tournament. And we recorded it. I'll find that video, and I'm going to put a link above for our very, very, very first show.
You can tell it was the first show.
So I'm going to find this, and I'm going to put it up above before I publish this video in case you guys want to see or contrast where we were on day one with no preparation, no thoughts. We just stuck
No paper, nothing.
No paper, no nothing. We just sat down and we started videoing. I'll find that, and you can check that out from then to what is now. For us, as always, I like to give shout outs at the beginning of every video to all of you, but because this is the last video of this long, or not long, it actually seems pretty short, but this 2-week span of the Australian Open, like our trophy presentation we have in front of us, I want to thank everyone at the end. So is that cool?
Yeah.
There's so many people to thank, and I feel more comfortable just doing it at the end as we wrap up this tournament.
Agree. Yes.
All right, so we're going to jump right into a complete recap of the 2019 Australian Open champions in every single category. Carla, you ready for this?
Yeah, I am.
All right. For some reason, I feel over anxious this morning. Like I'm excited that we're doing our last show of the Australian Open, but I'm saddened at the same time that it's over.
Yeah, it flew quickly, actually.
It went by so quickly.
Yeah, it did.
So quickly.
I remember we were just covering the tournaments leading up to the Australian Open.
Yeah, I mean, wow, it's gone so quickly. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in because we're going to run out of time today because I have a lot to say.
Okay.
And I know you do too. So let's start with the boys singles champion.
Well, we had the number 1 seed, Lorenzo Musetti from Italy, defeat the number 13 seed, Emilio Nava from the USA. So he is your boys Australian singles champion.
All right, how about girls singles?
You had the number 1 seed, Clara Townsend from Denmark, defeated the number 4 seed, Leila Annie Fernandez from Canada.
That was a good match. We watched it. Yeah. How about the men's singles champion that we just watched, Carla?
Number 1, Novak Djokovic from Serbia, defeated Rafael Nadal from Spain.
Let's go! All right, women's singles champion, Carla.
Number 4 seed, Naomi Osaka from Japan, defeated the number 8 seed, Petra Kvitova from the Czech Republic.
Let's scoot into men's doubles.
Nicolas Mahut and Pierre-Hugues Herbert from France defeated Henry Kantinen from Finland and John Pierce from Australia to complete a Grand Slam doubles career.
Yeah, career Grand Slam. They won all 4 majors.
Good for them.
Incredible,
Yes.
actually. Incredible job. Great job there. How about let's go into women's doubles.
Shuai Zhang from China and Samantha Stozier from Australia defeated Kristina Mladenovic from France and Timea Babos from Hungary.
Nice job.
And they were the number 2 seed in the tournament they defeated.
Yeah, and that's where they didn't get any TV coverage in their own country.
Sad.
All right, mixed doubles. How about that?
Number 3 seed, Barbara Krejcikova from the Czech Republic and Rajim Ram from the USA defeated John Patrick Smith and Astra Sharma from Australia. Good for the Australians to at least make it to the final and represent their country.
Representing.
Yes.
All right, junior boys doubles.
Dalibor Sveshchinov and Jonas Forechtik from Czech Republic. They were the number 3 seed, defeated the number 4 seed, Emilio Nava and Cannon Kingsley from the USA.
Let's go. All right, how about junior girls doubles?
Adrian Nagy from Hungary and Natsumi Kawaguchi from Japan. They were the number 3 seed, defeated the number 8 seed, Chloe Beck and Emma Navarro from the USA.
Let's go. All right, how about men's wheelchair singles?
Gustavo Fernandez from Argentina was your champion there.
Let's go. How about men's wheelchair doubles?
Joachim Gerard from Belgium and Stefan Olsen from Sweden were your champions.
Let's go. How about women's wheelchair singles?
Diet de Groot from Netherlands was your champion.
Let's go to women's wheelchair doubles.
And she also won the doubles title. Diet de Groot and Aniek van Koot from Netherlands.
Come on. All right, how about quad wheelchair singles?
We spoke about this one. This was Dylan Alcott from Australia defeated David Wagner from the USA.
And I think this is what is it, like 5th straight or something?
5th straight.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah. How about quad wheelchair doubles?
He also won, and Dylan Alcott and Heath Davidson from Australia won that one.
Australia's been representing this tournament. Mm-hmm. Let's go. How about men's legends doubles?
Mansour Bahrami from France and Mark Philippoussis from Australia won that.
All right. Great. 16 categories. And there was qualifying singles for men and women as well, but they filtered into the main draw, and there was multiple winners to get into the draw. So, hey, great job, Carla. I'm saddened that now your draw coverage has come to an end, but you did an absolutely tremendous job, and I give you a fist pump on that one. Boom!
And you and I didn't do so well in our Grand Slam fantasy thing.
Yeah, we didn't do so well in our fantasy group, but
I think our kids beat us.
Yeah, our kids beat us, but in the Australian Open and the French Open, I tend to falter. So does Carla, but when we get into the U.S. Open and Wimbledon, that's when we step our game up. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's move right into the breakdown of the Nadal-Djokovic match. I'm going to take my boxing glove off. Hopefully my left hand doesn't bully her into out of her chair. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move right into the breakdown of the Novak Djokovic and Nadal match. Carla and I took notes this morning at about 5 a.m. We got up and we had it recorded and we kind of caught up with it. Actually, it went kind of quick. I don't think we ever caught up with it.
It was super quick. Very quick. I kind of knew that after the first set went through, I was like, it's gonna be quick.
It's gonna be quick.
Yeah.
So Carla and I took notes from the very first ball strike to the very last ball strike. Ultimately, what occurred was one-sided domination.
He demolished Nadal.
However, here is the recap. All right, you ready to start with set one?
Yes.
All right. So in set number one, Novak came out absolutely crisp, clean. lights out, was very aggressive.
His serve was amazing.
I mean,
how come no one talked about his serve?
You know, everybody was talking about how Nadal tweaked his serve. I honestly didn't see much difference.
I didn't see a difference. I saw a big difference in Djokovic's serve.
Yeah, for weeks I've been hearing, oh, well, Nadal flattened out his serve, or it's harder to read. Unless it's just that Djokovic really is the best returner ever in the game of tennis, which I think he probably is. Yes. Nadal served, if anything, Nadal served to me looked like it was weaker than it had ever been.
Yeah, he double faulted.
Djokovic raced out to a 3-0 lead. And at one point early on, Djokovic had won 14 of 15 points. Can you imagine that against Rafael Nadal, winning 14 of 15 points?
Nadal could not do anything on his serve. I mean, I saw Djokovic serving at the tee, ace. Yeah, his serve was on.
I think he had 5 aces early on, and Nadal had 0, if I remember correctly, but I have those stats written. At this point in the match, early on, Djokovic wasn't even letting out air or grunting, as we like to call it, at all. It was just Nadal grunting. Djokovic looked like he didn't even break a sweat at this point.
He didn't. I think he only grunted in one game, the last game.
So, at one point, until 5-3, when it was 5-3 in the first set, Nadal's timing looked incredibly off, and at 5-3 in the first set, Nadal had only won 1 point against Djokovic's serve. Can you imagine that?
I can't imagine being Nadal and my opponent just winning his serve with ease and me having to fight to win my serve, you know? I can't imagine what he was thinking.
To play Rafael Nadal and have and when Djokovic is serving at 5-3, to have only lost 1 point on serve to someone like Rafael Nadal is absolutely incredible, to say the least.
You know, watching this match, to me, I'm sure that Nadal, what he does to his opponents in clay is what Novak did to him. They feel helpless. Like there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, so we talked about the game plan that Nadal would need to execute to have a chance against Nadal, or have a chance against Djokovic yesterday. That is, hit the ball deep, come in and dictate points. That's not what happened.
No.
There was in the first set almost no deep balls. I mean, back to the ball dropping on the lines, the baseline that is, like Nadal's so good at. They were all landing around the service box or just past the service box. Djokovic was absolutely dictating points in the first set like nothing.
Well, one thing I watched from Novak that he did really well was that anytime Nadal served, he would hit it right back to him in the middle by his feet, giving no time to Nadal to adjust to his shot.
And Djokovic...
He had no time. Instead, he would just push it back or defense, and then it was over.
Yeah, and Djokovic had so much time on these shots. There was no pressure in the first set on Nadal's ground strokes. Djokovic had the time for the ball to bounce and to completely run around his backhand into the ad court, step around it, and just unload on forehands, whether it was precise up the line shots or blistering angles going cross court.
His backhand was on. I mean, the angle he created on his backhand, amazing.
First set was absolutely perfection by Djokovic, and he took that set convincingly at 6-3. Convincingly. So let's move forward to the second set. Djokovic, by the way, is 59-4 in majors when winning the first set. 59 wins, 4
I think
losses.
I said that yesterday. The only way that Nadal would have won if he would have to win the first set, and he didn't. And when I saw him lose the first set, I said, that's it. There's no chance here.
I wrote here, and I wrote the time at 5:35 a.m. I wrote, can Nadal dig in here? Can Nadal dig in here in the second set? 59-4, Djokovic is winning the first set in majors. Can Nadal dig in? That was my notes. Djokovic came out returning absolutely brilliantly. Go figure, right?
Back again to the middle. And he would put him on the defense right from the start. He would come up with a good serve, and he goes right to the middle.
So Nadal still looks sluggish coming out of the second set. Sweating profusely. Djokovic is still kind of cool and collected. Not even doing his typical grunt very much. And we were hoping just to see a better match at this point. Again, I wanted Nadal to lose only because I don't want him getting that close to Federer. And number two, because Carla has a bet that if Djokovic wins all 4 majors, she has to do some crazy dress-up routine like she did last year. and I'll try to find a link above for what she did last year when Djokovic had to dress up, or when she had to dress up like Djokovic. So I'll try to find that link and put it above. So I was hoping Djokovic would win, but at the same time, I was hoping that we would see a better match.
Which I don't think we did.
We did not. So Nadal still looked sluggish. He was missing a lot of first serves, by the way, a lot of lets, like net courts. He was serving and they were decent, but he clipped the tape and he would have to serve his first serve again, and ultimately he would miss it and he would be stuck with the second serve. So also at this point in the match in the second set, Nadal's unforced errors begin to mount quickly.
Especially on that forehand side, which is shocking.
At 1-1 in the second set, Djokovic had 5 aces. Rafa had 0. Okay? At this point in the match, 1-1 in the second set, 48% of Djokovic's rally shots in the middle of a point. 48%. So basically half of his rally shots in the middle of a point. 48%, half, were inside the baseline for Djokovic. Only 18% were inside the baseline for Nadal. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
He's owning his territory. He's not conceding any ground, just like in battle and whatever type of battle you get into. You always want to hold on to your territory. And Djokovic was absolutely protecting his territory, and Nadal was not only defending his territory, but he was retreating and losing ground quickly.
I watched, there were so many points that were amazing that when Nadal had him in the run, he was just sliding. I'm like, is this guy ever going to break his ankle doing that? But it's amazing how he got the ball back, and Nadal had no answers. None. He had no answers today. I think I would have rather put Serena on the other side. I'm serious.
It was domination.
Yeah.
At this point in the match, Nadal had 14 unforced errors, and Djokovic only had 3. So at 1-1 in the first set, Nadal hit a volley into the net, and Djokovic goes up a break.
Better yet, we should have put Osaka on the other side.
Maybe so.
Or Kvitova.
Service points won at 2-1 in the second set.
Wow.
Service points won. Nadal, 22 of 35. Djokovic, 24 of 25.
Dominates.
That goes to show you that Djokovic was going through his service games, boom, boom, boom,
like
boom,
nothing.
boom, boom, boom,
Easy.
boom.
I mean, I think there were maybe 1 or 2 games that maybe Nadal had a chance, but not really.
Well, and it also goes to show you that in the first set and at the beginning of the second set, Nadal was getting to deuce games because he had 35 service points at the early part of the second set. 35 service points and only won 22 of them. However, Djokovic had only 25 service points and won 24 of them. Amazing.
Amazing stats.
Amazing stats.
He dominated this Australian Open.
Second of all, at 2-2 in the second set, Nadal's first serve percentage was at 63%. That's quite low, right? 63%.
Men's tennis, yeah, it is.
And of those 63% first serve percentage he got in, he only won 51% of those first serve points. So he got a D average on his first serve, and then got an F average on even winning those points in the first place.
Yeah, after the second set, I said, oh, this is going to be even quicker on the third, I said.
So as we move forward into the second set, we still had a sluggish Nadal. Djokovic breaks, I said 1-1. Djokovic actually broke it 2-2 and went up 3-2, held on to his serve, and was up 4-2. At this point, Nadal tried to scoot back on his return games.
Yeah,
he tried
saw
to
him
scoot
go
back,
to his old plan.
Scoot back, pull a Federer type treatment, and just tried to change something up to change something. Didn't happen. Djokovic holds, goes up 4-2. Then Djokovic breaks again and goes up 5-2. Holds serve again, wins the second set easily.
That's when we start seeing some drop shots. He was kind of toying around with him. I felt like he was toying around with him. There's nothing that could stop him.
So I'm going to speed up at this point. Djokovic has won the first set decisively 6-3. More decisively, in my opinion, in the second set with Nadal trying to figure something out 6-2. The third set, Nadal kind of holds, tough hold at the beginning. Djokovic at this point looked like he was toying with Nadal, giving him drop shots, moving him around a little bit, adding to the frustration. It got to be 1-1 in the third set. Nadal gets broken at 2-2, and he goes up 3-2. Djokovic broke Nadal at 1-1, and he went up 3-1.
3-1, yeah.
Djokovic ended up in the zone here again. The first serve points won for the entire match. Djokovic won 86% of his first serve
That's
points. Nadal ended up with only 50%. Second serve points won. Djokovic won 89% of his second serve points. 86% of first serve points, 89% of second serve points. Nadal, 50% first serve points, 57% second serve points. 4 unforced errors the entire match for Djokovic. 4!
He couldn't have asked for a better match.
Unforced errors for Nadal, 25. Break points, Nadal never had one. 0 for 0. For Djokovic, 6 break point chances, 4 conversions. Incredible. So at this point, at the match, I stopped taking notes. It was an easy it was an easy win. 6-3, 6-2, 6-3.
You know, congrats to Novak. And what can I say to Nadal? Nadal, perhaps it's time for you to change strings. We need to change the hexagon X. I mean, these strings work. You might want to try something different for the French. Otherwise, Novak's going to take that title from you.
Yeah, Carla really likes these YTEX hexagon X strings.
I would try something different.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not even going to say the name of the string. I know what it is. Yeah. Time to change something.
Yeah, I think he's an RPM blast user about a lot. So I would try the hexagon X now, and you might have a little bit more of a chance.
Yeah. How deflating for Nadal. He looked like nothing. You know?
All right, so an incredible tournament, by the way, and we'll kind of end with that match. And again, my notes were kind of chicken scratch.
Well, 15 Grand Slams for Novak.
15 for him.
15. Nadal, still far away. 5 is still far away to go. So.
And Nadal sticks at 18, but we have the French
17
Open upcoming.
17.
Nadal has 17.
Yes.
He'll go for 18 at the French.
Yeah. He has a better chance there.
All right, so sheer domination in this final. It was absolutely an incredible display of precision tennis.
Yes.
And Nadal had no answer.
He was zoned.
All right, so an amazing statistic, by the way, as this major ends, amongst millions of tennis players in the past 15 years that have traversed challengers and qualifying and smaller 250 tournaments, 500s, 1000s, the list goes on. Millions of tennis players. Out of the last 60 majors, that's 15 years, 4 majors a year, total of 60 majors. Between Nadal, Djokovic, and Federer, they have won 52 majors. 87% of the majors in the past 15 years have been won by those 3 players.
That's amazing.
You take out the couple that Murray won, a little bit of
Wawrinka,
Potro, Wawrinka, Murray. In other words, the ebbs and flows.
Chile.
87% of the majors in the past 15 years have been won by Djokovic, Federer, or Nadal.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Amazing.
All right, moving forward, the top 8 matches in our opinion of this Australian Open. And I want all of you to comment in the comment section. We'll talk about them in the next show. Real quickly, because we're running out of time already. Real quickly, I'm going to tell you what Carla and I came up with for our top 8 matches of the Australian Open.
And not in order.
Not in order, men's and women's side. Pliskova, Serena. Barty, Sharapova. Raonic, Wawrinka. Osaka, Kvitova, on the one final that made this list.
That was a good final.
Bashvili and Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas, Federer. Bautista Agut, Murray, and Simona Halep and Serena.
Great matches.
Those are our top 8. Comment below what your top 8
The
are.
Women's definitely was a lot more exciting this year. A lot more going on the women's side.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Men's side, lopsided. Right.
Absolutely. I think that I really like the Tsitsipas Federer match. I like the Halep Serena match, and I like the Serena Pliskova match, and I like the Osaka.
Well, usually it's the men that dominate. You know, last year was the men. Everybody's talking, but this year's the women.
This
Sorry,
year,
guys.
Yeah, this year
it's the women.
This year the women represented to the fullest. This year, this major, the women deserve.
So for those of you who say prize money they don't deserve it, they deserve it.
They deserve it. All right, moving forward, because I have a long thank you, or we have a long thank you at the end. Health tip of the day. We have tried to do a health tip for every show in the first 23 of the season. This health tip is for us from you. Let's keep this show going. With 5 kids that we have in our daily grind, this show gives us the motivation to stay positive no matter what, no matter how hard times get. We always find a way to be passionate about doing this show with you guys. Let's keep this show going. It means so much to us and to our mental health. When times get tough, we know we can get this show going. So please comment below. Give us topics to talk about. Sometimes, we run out of motivation to follow the smaller tournaments. And it's not, we're going to follow them anyway, but sometimes it's hard to get so gusto about them. So your topics and you keeping us mentally involved is a way to help our mental health, which makes today our health tip from you. Let's go. All right. So as we end our last show of the Australian Open 2019, there is a huge list of people that have helped us through these first 23 shows, and I would like to run down this list relatively quickly. If I miss anybody, please don't be upset with me. I spent about an hour trying to make sure I wrote this list correctly. If I miss someone, it's just because I wear glasses, and sometimes the computer screen reflects off my cornea the wrong way. All right, number one, my father. 81-year-old wonderful coach, has been with me obviously since birth and brought me into this game. Carla's father, her lifetime coach, hardcore tennis player, wonderful player that have always been by us during our matches as kids all the way up to present and still come out and play to this very day. Ivor Savage as an individual and his whole team at YTEX Strings has nothing to do with anything more than someone that bleeds the game of tennis like we do, that took it upon themselves to start a company based upon stringing, which is a huge part of the game, and their whole business model is to make it personal. It's to make it personal, and stringing is such a huge part of the game.
It is. Strings do matter.
It matters.
They do matter.
It matters a lot, and when you have someone that has gotten to know us since 2012 in Montgomery, Alabama, long before we even dreamt of cell phones, at least for me anyway, and downloading videos, which we just started last year. For years, Ivor and his team have kept up with Carla and I for our stringing needs, and then they saw this show and then wanted to absolutely do whatever they could do to help us get it done. Let's go! Love this guy and his company.
I think you would have played better against Novak today.
Man, I don't know. But look, that was destruction. But thank you so much to Ivor, your team. You guys have helped us create the stringing business that we have had since 2012, and we've always been big, staunch fans of YTEX. Yvonne Gallup in California, we love you. Arvis Yagamar, who's been a fantasy team player and sports blogger for a very long time. Dark Knight, much love to you. Sister to Queen, representing a lot of really good comments for a long time. Rajesh Kumar,
Rajesh, your dude won. He's happy today because Novak won. Actually, quite a few of our viewers are Novak.
Thank you, Rajesh Kumar, for everything. We love you, and I know Carla loves you. Furzy09, Waynham Chia in Singapore, always keeping us up to date in the wee hours of the morning.
He's dealing with pain today like I am.
Kiyosama, a global traveler in the medical field that always keeps up with us during her travels. Alexa Radinovich, our translator. We love you. Ethan D.A., what's up, Ethan?
New York.
Who always keeps in touch with me all the time, and I'm trying to show him a way that he can play a really fun video game that involves tennis. Let's go. Simone Simonovic, love you, bro.
Great comments always.
Stefan Nizovic, always hanging tough.
He's happy.
B-Dog02. What's up, B-Dog02? Kane, this is the last name I need help with. Kane, comment on this one. Kane Srebljanovic.
He's told us before, and he's a tennis player as well.
Srebljanovic. So Kane and Stefan, tennis players, love you, man. Kane, great to see you. You jumped in this morning. Stimpy boy, what's up?
Huge fan of Novak. He's happy.
Yemi Lade, who is in the UK but resides from Nigeria. Welcome, Yemi.
Love the comments.
With the great comments yesterday.
Love the comments.
Let's go. AJ Malfoy, Peace Buddha. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, Peace Buddha. Millennium 13 Constantine, love you. The Tennis Review Factory, always helping us out with tennis product reviews as well. Let's go. Dave Raines in Cincinnati, family friend, comes here and plays tennis with the family, has contributed a lot to the channel economically. Much love, Dave Raines. Eric Cartman, love you, Eric Cartman. Let's go. Gayatri Praveen, thank you, Gayatri Praveen, for your wonderful comments.
It was the first time we heard comments from him.
Let's go.
And Princess Warrior. Thank you so much. And there's so many more people behind the scenes that help, from our kids, our 5 kids that help us out and doing everything around the house. There's so much more that are involved with our team, but I hope I mentioned all of you.
Carla and I, by the way, will take a few days off. We expect to do the next show in about 3 days or so.
3 or maybe more. The tennis season starts next week for us. Kids start playing next week.
Yeah, so help us out with topics. Give us topics. Give us something to discuss, and the quicker we will do a show. We coach a high school team or assist there with the high school team. My oldest son and the second to oldest son both play 1 and 2 on the teams. We have tournaments coming up on February. I think the 4th.
The 4th is the first one, and we'll have a busy schedule.
So we got one on like the 4th, like the 7th, I think again on the 10th. So there's like 3 or 4 days next week we're going to be traveling, so we can take our boys to those tournaments. Jonathan will be playing with Quadro Twist, and Christopher will be playing with Hexagon X. Let's go. So it has been an amazing run the past 2 weeks, an amazing run. Carla and I will be doing some string tests and play tests within the next week or two with some YTEX products.
Play tests again or play test?
Play test and string test. With Hexagon X will be our next one up, and then we'll follow suit.
They'll
with
get
some
to see me
after that.
hitting some more.
Contribute below if you wish. PayPal link and a Cash App. We do have. Click like below. Share our videos. Comment. Your comments between majors and when we come up on the Sony Ericsson and Indian Wells will dictate how many shows that we do in between now and then. Sorry for the rush at the end. We're running out of time. Much love on this run. It's been absolutely spectacular.
Congrats to the Australian champions, Osaka and Djokovic.
Let's go. And as Carla always says,
Adios.
see you soon. We will see you soon. Take care. Thank you so much for everything. We will see you guys very soon. Hopefully in 3 or 4 days, we will see you. Take care.